Let's have a little thought experiment. You're a kid in the early 2000s, you have a PlayStation 1, and the games you own are Spyro 1 and 3, and Mega Man X5 and X6. Austin Powers Pinball is also there, but we don't talk about it. You enjoy your time with them, however, you eventually get a PlayStation 2 not long after. New technology is great, but you still love your PS1 games. Unfortunately, for reasons beyond your young mind, your parents end up selling the PlayStation 1, including the memory cards. This means that you can still play your older games on your sleek new console, but you can't save them. So, what do? After all, you love these little games and don't want to just discard them. Well, you choose the obvious solution. Just replay them over and over and over again until you're completely sick of them, or until the game gets too hard and then start over. After all, you love these games, so who cares if you have to start them over infinitely? This thought experiment is to get you in the mindset I had as a child, and why I have so much nostalgia for X5 and X6, but that's for another video. X5 used to be my favorite X game. However, as time dragged on, I've gotten a better critical eye and discarded the rose glasses. I can see far more in X5 than I did as a child, and not all for the better. So let's get those achievements that are actually achievements this time, unlike X4, and see what X5 has for us. X5 starts with an opening cutscene which shows a shift in style. While X4 had fully animated cutscenes, X5 has stills and moving PNGs. Now it's not an insult, it's simply a different style, and this intro, oh, it's the good shit. You get to see these images from the last 4 games, even if some of them don't make any sense. Zero is literally not allowed to fight Bite. Why is he here? But this is where we also get to see the new Maverick Hunters. We have Cygnus, our commander, Alia, everyone's favorite navigator, Douglas, our tech and mechanics guy, and finally Lifesaver, the team's medic. It's nice to finally see more roles within the Maverick Hunters. It helps them feel more like a team rather than just a bunch of robots going around blasting Mavericks. But I'm ripping this bandage off right now. Only Cygnus and Alia actually do things. Douglas is here for a few scenes just to say what we're going to make to save the world, and nothing else. Lifesaver is just here to go, yep, some crazy shit's going on with Zero, and that's it. He doesn't even come back after X5. It really sucks too, because I really like his design for a Reploid Doctor. It's all a tad disappointing, but what can you do? Now, we get to pick a character, and fun fact, we can actually switch between who we're playing mid-playthrough. No more full replays. Or so you'd think. Put a pin in that. But what's the purpose of choosing a character now? Well, whoever you choose gets a buff. And for the love of God, choose X. X gets a weakened version of the Force Armor, which is still extremely powerful, while Zero gets his Z-Buster. And it's genuinely the worst weapon in the game. It might do 2 damage instead of X's uncharged shots doing 1, but when you're stuck in place for a long animation, it's really not worth it. Especially when you know Zero can slice something into ribbons 10 times faster. Now let's get started. In the year 21XX, this cowboy guy talks to himself because he's his own partner. This is Dynamo, who's just finished up playing some viruses in this lovely colony. Who's he doing this for? A mysterious voice. Ooh, who could this silhouette be? Can't figure it out. Oh, that can't be good. Let's get in there and stop them. Oh boy, here we go. So remember how I said the opening level of X4 was a blueprint for the whole game? Well, X5 does that, though I don't think they realize how accurate this was. You'll be going at any speed, then forced to stop and wait. Be it from Alia explaining something you could plainly see, or a stage hazard directly in your way. It's a big boy problem with X5, and only a handful of the main stages don't have something that forces you to wait. But what's funnier is that there's an optional training stage you can play, so if that's there, why not have Alia interrupt us all the time in an environment that's much more suited to it, instead of the opening stage? It just wrecks the flow so badly. I don't even think this is a good stage for teaching you. Sure, it's got the basics down, but there's at least 2 new mechanics that you don't even need to learn to beat it. You can crouch now, which is nice, and there's now ropes you can use, but both of the moments the game wants you to use them, you can fly by them. Remember in the first game when you were forced into a situation to learn how to wall jump? Why not have that? Hell, this part right here, after the ropes that has multiple wall jumps? Why not put the ropes here to teach the player properly instead of wall jumping? You could make these crushers into spikes instead. It seems silly, especially when the ropes are so important in the later levels. Am I rambling at this point? I'm rambling at this point. Let's go check on Zero. That's rough, buddy. Where's Sigma, anyway? Huh. Here comes Big Head Mode Sigma, and he's really easy to avoid attacks. A little too easy. So we beat Sigma, and what do you know? His death spread the Sigma virus across the entire world. That crafty little shit. And a colony's gonna drop and hit Earth. Now, where have I seen this before? Alright team, someone better have a plan because I don't think the X-Buster is able to stop a colony the size of the moon. Luckily we have an old cannon, the Enigma, that could blast the colony apart, but it's so old that it needs some upgrades before we fire it. Better move fast because we have 16 hours before the colony hits. But you know what? Who needs 16 hours? I like to live dangerously. Drop that down to 10. Like this. Ready? Why? You might be wondering why I'm doing this. It's quite simple. There's a part system in X5, which is tied to the boss's level, something you may have noticed on Sigma. Getting a part requires the boss to be at a certain level, which is dictated by the time remaining and our hunter rank. We'll need 8 of the 16 possible parts for an achievement, so we need to go die a couple of times, and Kraken stage is perfect for it, or Squid Adler, whichever you prefer. The parts are genuinely really fun and one of my favorite mechanics in X5. Want to jump farther? You got it. Want to shoot nothing but charge shots? Here you go. It's a shame the game refuses to explain how you get these parts, aside from Ilya going, oh, you might get a part after beating a Maverick, sometimes, if we feel like it. Even more confusingly is that you have to enter and exit 2 stages to actually get the part. It's not immediate. Why it's like this might have something to do with the item pathing, but put a pin in that because we'll talk about it when we're in our first stage. Alright guys, we can actually play the game now. Nope, never mind, Alia's in the way. This is the stage I always start with. It's simple, fun, and we can get a sub-tank from the front of a truck. I get it, Alia. I'm also not a fan of this part. We unfortunately will have to come back to this stage to get the heart tank, but we can get the leg parts for the Falcon armor. But we can't just use it immediately. Why? Apparently, the light AI put DRM in these series of armors because they require you to get all the parts before you can use them. And herein lies one of the problems with X5. It is impossible to make a clean item route throughout X5. Because we need all of the armor parts to get some of the items, we will have to replay multiple stages, regardless of the order we take. Like this stage, for instance, we need the Gaia armor to get the heart tank, since that armor is immune to spikes. But we can't get that without getting the Falcon armor first, and then we have to go back to multiple stages for the Gaia armor, then get all the items. Like, it's just a mess. On top of that, Zero cannot get some of these items ever. But hey, he can get the light capsules for X. It's something, right? The light AI can't give Zero anything since, you know, it is rough. And even getting the Falcon armor for one of its parts, we have to replay a stage twice in a row to get the part. Why, Capcom? I might not mention the item pathing a lot in these videos, but it's an important part of the X series. And to see it just wrecked like this absolutely sucks. And sadly, this isn't the only X game where it's a problem. It's a shame too, because I like the armors in this game a lot. The Falcon armor has a great design, it's fun to fly around the levels with it, though its Giga attack sucks, but that's a trade-off for being able to ignore a stage with it. Broken. Yeah, no, the Falcon armor is just busted. The Gaia armor is ugly as sin, but the damage it can deal is absurd, especially the Giga attack, and it's immune to spikes. However, the Gaia armor cannot use special weapons, so it's Buster or nothing. People really don't like this armor, and I do not blame them. Especially since the game more or less forces you to get it last, a lot of people will just ignore it for the Falcon armor instead. But this isn't the only bear in the room we need to address. There he is. Come on, man, just give me the crystal ball. Dang it. What's interesting about the fights in this game is that not all of them are Mavericks. With Grizzly, for instance, he wants us to kill him while he's still lucid, not as a mindless Maverick. Shame that the real reason I picked the stage first is because this fight is so easy. Sorry, brother. We get the Crescent Shot for X and the Sea Sword for Zero. The Crescent Shot's pretty shit on its own, but the charged version gives a berry that deals loads of damage. The Sea Sword for Zero lets him do his mid-air circular slash, but also gives him a double jump. Can you see why I always pick this stage first? Not only that, but when we get a weapon, we can decide if we want more health or weapon energy. Picking one of these gives you a different part after the 2 stages, which the game does not tell you which it'll be. So here's a list of all the parts for 1 frame. Got it? Great. But uh-oh, Dynamo has announced he's gonna waste our time by fighting us soon. I love Cygnus' reaction of, what the fuck is this guy's problem? We'll be seeing him soon enough. Alright, Zero, you got this. The longest auto-scroller ever conceived by mankind. You're a big boy, you can do it. For a majority of this level, we're being chased by this thing, the submarine U-555. This big-ass thing will be slowly chasing you through 80% of the level. It drags on, and on, and on. It also spits out some rescuable Reploids. They give us a heal and an extra life for saving them, and that's about it. And I'm going to tell you right now, game overs don't really mean a whole lot in this game. You just hit continue and keep going. Doesn't even affect the time. It's whatever. But the rescuable Reploids, they'll be back in Act 6. Oh god, will they be back. We have to fight this stupid submarine 3 times, and the only break we have is this extremely short boat wreck, which also contains a cock tease of an armor capsule that knows damn well you have to do the gauntlet a second time to get it. Seriously, who thought it was a good idea to make you do this with the stage's weapon? This is also the reason I fight Grizzly first, because the Sea Sword and the Crescent Shot absolutely annihilate the submarine. It also helps that it's Whale's weakness. The poor guy just doesn't want us exploiting the ocean for the Enigma, and I proceed to stun lock him into the ground. I'm sorry, Whale, but it's for a good cause. With X, I decided not to use the Crescent Shot, and the fight is far more fun and also stressful because of it.
Maybe I should let me try to fight him normally first before I just fucking shit on him. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, this actually is an interesting boss. You just get to fucking bully the shit out of him, though, otherwise. Shooting me into the spikes is very scary, though. Stop that.
Oh. We get the Goo Shaver and the F Splasher. The Goo Shaver is fine. The charged version is a little better. The F Splasher gives Zero's Air Dash and Ice Barrier that deals damage while making him immune to contact damage. Now this is much better. Alright, got our new stuff, clean up after the mission, let's get ready to head out.
Oh yeah, Dynamo's here now, we have to go fight him.
Dynamo's here to make good on his promise of wasting our time, and we cannot go anywhere until we deal with him. Alright, let's go kick his ass. And he's really easy. He gets a few hits on me as X-Men is Zero. He doesn't even touch me once.
I do find it funny that Dynamo says he's gonna fight us until we die. Like, thanks, man.
Hey. I do find interesting that Dynamo has a ranged attack against Zero and a melee weapon against X, almost like he's putting them against each other. Ooh. I doubt it's that deep, but it's still cool for him to have unique moves for each character. Anyways, we hit Dynamo with the Demon Core. Hey, want to see something cool?
Oh my god. Man, the Hyper Dash really goes far. Holy shit.
God, I love the parts in these games. Sadly, this is not the level for it because Firefly's stage has a lot of crushers that stop us from progressing, at least for the first half. I did attempt to get the heart tank down here with the Hyper Dash, but that's not possible. Zero can never get this one. Pour one out for the boy, and then pour one out for me because I proceed to barrel to my death twice in a row from the Hyper Dash.
Yes, Alia, I know you can use this as platforms. Oh, well. I'll tell you this. Okay. I'm really not used to the Hyper Dash at all. This was not a good idea.
This is also the first time you see the Sigma virus in these stages. You may notice this little indicator in the corner. That's because we can get infected by the Sigma virus. It doesn't result in a game over if it infects you, it just does a bit of dot damage and locks your Giga attack. something I only learned while researching for this video, but only on X. For Zero, he becomes immune to damage for a short time and has all of his health restored. I can see why Lifesaver tells Cygnus something's up. I'd be pretty worried too. We run past the Crushers as fast as they allow, which is pretty slow, and get to the Revenge of the X4 stairs. Now at a weird angle for some reason. Even has a mini-boss that has 1,000,000,000 billion health. Seriously, why does it have so much health? Doesn't matter if you X or Zero, this thing just takes forever to do. As a side note, I always thought this boss was a big no sneezing at you when I was a kid. I'm not really sure why, but hey, if Small Me also thought the spikes on the training stage looked like a penguin, anything's possible. Now we get to this part of the level with lots of wall jumping against these laser turret things. They're not much of an issue, even less so if you beat Grizzly since his weapon destroys them. And we'll need to do that for this one here to get another Falcon armor part. Now it's time to fight Firefly, and oh my, he does not like Maverick Hunters. And he's gonna fight us out of pure spite. And that he's infected too, but mostly the spite part. Firefly isn't that bad. He loves to teleport, but doesn't really do anything with it until he's high up as possible. Really, I'm my own worst enemy here as I kept missing X's charge shot. Very embarrassing. And, of course, if you hit him with his weakness, it's Stun Lock Central, baby! It's really bad for the bosses in this game. Like, all of them get wrecked by their weaknesses.
Man, he doesn't get to do a goddamn thing against Zero. Holy shit.
Beating Firefly gives us the Flash Laser and the Sea Flasher. The laser's uncharged form is genuinely crap, while the charged version can be quite fun. It's also used for probably the most infamous armor part in the game, but we'll get to that when we get to it. The Sea Flasher is literally Rakuhoha from X4. The difference is that the projectiles are unstoppable, have more ammo, and do a little less damage. Zero just keeps winning with these weapons, what can I say?
Ready? As is tradition.
I hate this stage. Now, it's not just because you're supposed to jump before the ready text disappears, though that is part of it, and is really, really bad. Why would you do this? I've told this story a lot on stream, but I've shown this level to one of my professors in college that was for level design, and he was just flabbergasted that they would do this. Like, it is genuinely so bad. But no, the reason I hate this stage is because if we want the armor part, we need to grab all these little orbs before the end. And with the way they're placed, you pretty much need to replay this section multiple times in a row to memorize where they are. It's a good thing I played this game so much as a kid, or else I think this part was total garbage. Oh, best part is that once we do get to the door that we can destroy with these orbs, regardless of if we got them all or not, we have to, extremely slowly, wait for X or Zero to shoot them. This is a perfect microcosm in showing the problems with X5. Hey, wait a minute, I didn't pick Zero at the start. How does he have a C-Buster? Call the ref! Now we get to the second half of the level, and I'm not going to cocaine code it, it's ass. We have these gates that can only be opened by damaging them with 2 electrical plugs or whatever they're supposed to be. And sure, there's different scenarios for them, but the fact still stands that you're spending several minutes waiting for the gates to open with minimal opposition. Oh, looks like we got a party in here. I don't really need all these extra lives, but thanks, boys. You know, I could be writing a script right now. Wait a minute. Alright, Squid Kid, it's time to fight. Kraken's interaction is pretty rough because he's about to cooperate, but then he just turns Maverick right in front of us. So, we gotta put him down. Damn, he's even mad about Launch Octopus. Sorry, man, I had to do it to him. For getting through one of the worst stages of the game, we get one of the best boss fights. Guess that's where all the effort went. It's a lot of projectiles to create more which go across the floors and walls. Gets someone boxes and waves of projectiles. It's a hectic fight, but it's extremely fun. It really tests your movement. You know, if you don't stun lock him. Feels like I have to say that for most of the bosses in the PS1 games. Sorry kids, Splatoon 4 is cancelled. You get the Tri-Thunder and the E-Blade for this. Tri-Thunder is a great weapon similar to the Thunder Beam in Mega Man 1. This is pretty good. What's the charge version like? Just coming out here and swapping my hope for soggy cereal, huh? The E-Blade is literally Ryu and Jin from X4. It is electric now. Woo! But we got all the parts for the Enigma. Let's take down that colony. Blast off! Blast off! Blast off! Blast off! Damn. That's okay, we still have a backup plan. We have a space shuttle, we'll slam into the colony. This one has to work. The autopilot is dead though, so someone's gonna have to pilot it manually. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's get collecting. Oh man, I love space. I have mixed feelings about this stage. The hazard it has of occasionally turning these constellations into spikes is neat. The problem lies in that it's accompanied by slow-mo while it's active, and it's not the fun kind either. It's the kind that makes the game feel like it's not running correctly. What is fun, and also stressful, is having to navigate this all while on a tiny moving platform. No, it's alright, there's nothing stressful about this, we just got it. Damn it.
Okay, yeah, that was a lot of misinputs all in one go, so that's cool.
This part is much easier Zero since he has a double jump, and don't forget to grab your other subtech before you leave. Now we get to the second part of the stage. It's got gravity mechanics, though it feels even more mindless than the one in X4 because you just keep walking forward and the gimmick plays itself. You can jump back into it to get the hard tank, but even then it's really not that complicated.
Alright guys, watch how fast I fuck this up. Okay, never mind.
I am glad the screen changes color for a second before the flip happens. Personally, it helps me understand what's happening instead of being instant and disorienting like in X4. Really, this part of the level is an extended corridor and extremely short. The whole level is, honestly. But it ends with one of the most infamous light capsules ever. We have to play Snake with the flash laser to destroy this door. I dread having to do this each playthrough I do. Look, they even put some weapon energy for you and spikes so you can relive the checkpoint and try again if you run out of energy. Maybe just don't have it like this. We didn't need this in the other games. Hey, at least we're not on the mercy of RNG for your stuff, right? That would be ass. Alright, time to fight Dracula. Come on, man, just give me the fuel tank and we all go. Is that a Sigma emblem on your chest? Oh, he's not going to listen to me. Necrobat can be an interesting fight. He's got some neat moves, and he'd even suck your Reploid blood to refill his health.
Oh, he actually grabbed me that time. He did something. Damn, I haven't seen that move in like 17 years.
Man, that health bar's looking pretty beefy. The problem is that his AI seems determined to avoid making this fight interesting and instead wants to fly back and forth for reasons. Well, see you against the Belmonts next time, buddy. This gives us the Dark Hold on both characters, allowing us to stop time for a while. Extremely fun ability, but only one boss isn't immune to it, because someone doesn't want us to have fun. It is, however, perfect for an achievement on the next level. I love airports, they're so fun! That's fair. The stage's main gimmick is these bombs. You have 5 seconds to destroy them, or else they'll blow up the whole screen dealing damage. And if we want an achievement, we'll have to destroy all of them without a single one going off, which is actually really easy with X's 4th Armor Buster and Darkhold stopping time.
For the most part, they're pretty easy to get, except this one, which is fucking bullshit. There we go. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. Yeah, Darkhold's a thirsty fucking weapon, isn't it?
Then we get to these elevators, which are far too slow for their own good, but does have the weapon subtag under it, so you better grab that before it crushes you. And then we get to this elevator, which is literally us crouching in the corner for 30 seconds. Yep. Really interactive segment here. Hey Sigma, how's it going? Surely after that we get a better section, right? Okay. And the bombs are back. How can the same shit happen to the same Reploids twice? We do destroy all the bombs successfully, giving us our first achievement. The red one, no, the blue one. The real achievement is tolerating this level, then knowing you have to do it 2 more times. But now it's time to fight Pegasus. Fun fact, he's actually part of the Repliforce from X4. It's pretty glazed over, but there you go. It's like an amped up Storm Eagle where if he hits you 1 time, he'll send you to the gulag. But with the power of Darkhold and the W Energy Saver part, we get to delete him with no issues. Or, I guess not. Man, he's got a really big health bar. I hope the thing doesn't get any bigger.
Is it bad that I just kind of took away half his health bar by just standing there and spamming the attack button? It's almost like Zero's really strong or something in this game, guys. There we go.
After beating him, we get the Wing Spiral and the W Shredder. Wing Spiral is literally Rising Fire, but X moves while using it. Charge version sends a big tornado out. The W Shredder fucking sucks! Not because the move itself is awful, it's just Shapuga, but with an after image instead. But it disables Saber Dash canceling. And it's because, for some reason, the special weapon button only works on Zero's Z-Buster. Yeah, the move I never want to use. Thank you, I'm glad we're doing this. I hate the fact that Zero's moves use his normal attack button in this game for this very reason. Look, once you start SDCing, you can't stop. Unless you get the W Shredder, in which case the game poisons the water supply, fucks your mom, and drains your bank accounts. And here's Dynamo again, ready to waste my time. Can I ask a serious question? How are we standing on this? This fight is basically identical, but Dynamo has one new move. Do you like orbital lasers? This is not a request. It's a little tricky to dodge the first volley, but if you use the line in the middle of the floor as a guide, you'll have a better chance.
So what the X challenge is, if I haven't explained it, is that it's 2 bosses from X 1 through 6 at the same time. And Dynamo's one of them, and the other boss that's with him is Gate from X6. And it is the single most pain in the ass thing ever created.
Thankfully, Dynamo leaves after this, because he knows damn well I'm gonna blast him with the Demon Core again if he sticks around. That's right, you little shit, get out of here. Vertical section! Short one anyway. This is not controlled by a slow-ass elevator, it's actually fun. My only gripe is that the turrets seem to only activate when they're in view, so at least there's some weird patterns where you pretty much have to get hit to get past. They don't do too much damage, so it's not that bad. What is the following section. There's... Could someone else get the mic instead of Aelia, please? This section has lava that blows in every few seconds. Red light, green light isn't a horrible idea for a stage, but this is X5. So we're forced to wait for these walls to get destroyed by lava before we can pass. Man, these walls being here is almost like my upload schedule.
I've played through X5 a lot. Played through it probably way too much. Yes, Aelia, I know, destroy the door and you go to another area. Wow, that's crazy. Insane innovations.
The second area is split into 2 paths. We can either take the ride armor into the lava, or run above it while being chased by this dragon on loan from Mega Man 2. Lots of classic references in this game. The ride armor section is pretty funny since X and Zero's heads are clearly exposed, but I'm sure they're fine. It's just a little lava, no big deal. There is a light capsule here that you can get by going through the ride armor path, but I am total ass at doing the jump, so I'm saving it for once I get the Falcon armor.
Ah, yes, I forgot. You can't wall jump on that for some reason. You can on the corner, but oops. Thank you, double tap. Oh, we get to do that whole section again because I accidentally double tapped the dash button, so that's cool. Or rather, I double tapped to activate the dash because that's a thing in these games that I really wish I could turn off unless I'm playing a Zero. But no. Alright, let's not try to die off of this, please, because I don't want to do that section again. Alright, cool beans. I guess we're doing this section for the 3rd time because there's no checkpoint after that door, even though there really should be.
Now it's time to fight a dinosaur. Now Dinorex, you just have to give us the... Why doesn't anyone listen to us? Dinorex's fight feels very similar to Slash Beast, with the exception that Dinorex is far slower. He doesn't even do that much damage to make up for it, so really he's not an interesting fight, even without his weakness.
Your shit's on fire, yo. You know what's fucked up is that I feel like he has, in some ways, a similar moveset to, like, Sigma's Final Foot boss in X3, and yet he does not do nearly as much damage, so this actually feels like a fight. I'm telling you, the spin attack in this game is just nuts. Yo, I would do one of these. Then one of these.
Beating him gives us the Ground Fire and the Quake Blazer. Ground Fire shoots at fireballs that spit out 3 smaller balls in random directions. I really want it to be good, but it just isn't. The charge version shoots them horizontally in both directions, so that's something. Quake Blazer is literally Hyoret Susan, it just explodes. I think I'm starting to understand how the team was able to make different moves for every game. Okay, one last part for the spaceship. Let's go get it. There's roses and guns in this stage? I wonder why that is. This is one of the few stages that actually makes use of the ropes frequently. Yeah, it's a nice level of stress to the game.
Alright, how fast is too fast? Oh my god. I'm gonna get fucked up. Now that's what I call fast. I didn't mean to do that, by the way. There is a second path here, but we need the Gaia armor for it, which is very cool because it leads to another heart tank Zero can never get. I know he can get more health from bosses, but come on now. Speaking of, this is another stage we have to replay at least twice. Once with the Falcon armor to get the Gaia armor part, and then once more to get the Gaia armor. Yeah, you get the Gaia armor part twice. And then once more with the Gaia armor to get the heart tank. It really sucks, you know? Yeah, you know, even without the Hyper Dash or Speedster, we can still go through this part pretty fast. Yeah, I'm just realizing why that's remarkable, and it's because so many of the fucking levels in this game are just really slow.
Hey, you like balancing next to a bottomless pit? It's fine, I'm not stressed, I'm not constantly holding up the whole part. No, I'm totally fine. Even with the Falcon armor or as Zero, this section is really scary, especially if you get jump scared by the vine enemies right here. Boo! We're already at the end. Some of these stages are extremely short, what can I say? Look everyone, it's Kakyoin from JoJo Part 3! Rosered here is Gemini Man Light. He's got some projectiles, the DVD logo, and splits himself up to attack from multiple angles. It can be a hectic fight, not helped by the fact I was using the Speedster and Hyperdash parts at the same time.
Too fast, too quick. The problem with being faster than the speed of light is that you always live in darkness. I won't lie, a lot of the damage I'm taking is because I can't fucking control the Hyper Dash and the Speedster at the same time. It's too much speed for one normal man. Oh, can I bring it back? Can I bring it back? Okay, just barely.
Sorry, Kakyoin. This gives us the Spike Ball and the Twin Dream. Spike Ball is pretty neat. Now we can use the DVD logo. Twin Dream is one of the coolest abilities Zero has ever gotten. It gives him a projection of himself that copies all of his actions and deals damage, just like Soul Body did for X. And if you've played Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you're probably getting PTSD from this ability. But now's the time! The spaceship is ready! We just need a pilot! Apparently, Zero is the only qualified pilot left. Good luck, man. I know you can do it.
Here he goes. 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 Here he goes.
Yeah, he got it. You good, Zero? You need chocolate milk? He's okay. Prepare him the chocolate milk! Damn, Elia, you're interrupting us here? Well, there's a good reason for it this time. It's because the Sigma virus and the Colony virus have merged, creating a super virus, which is quickly dubbed the Zero virus. But why would they name it that? Run the tape back. Aww. It's good to know no matter what happens to the world, Detroit will always be the same. After the dust settles and 90% of humanity is destroyed, Zero reappears. And he's floating. Remembering his original purpose, he's fully embraced the virus. Our boy X has to take him down, and I do not envy his position. But why is this happening? Didn't we do everything right? Well, not in this run. Let's take that pen out now. At any time, you can fire the Enigma or launch the spaceship. A chance of either of them working is RNG. Remember all those upgrades we were getting for them? That wasn't just plot reasons, that's to increase the chance of you succeeding. Which means if you're extremely unlucky, and you're mainly playing as Zero on a run, you can lose him through no fault of your own. And I'd like to reveal another hidden truth I've kept from you. The health and weapon energy upgrades, those aren't shared between X and Zero. The only thing that is are the sub-tanks. So if you lose Zero and he's your beefy boy, you're left with an X made from toothpicks and rubber bands. Sucks too because the bad ending route has much more impact than the good ending route. X has to face off against Zero, who is empowered by the virus and awakening to his original purpose, to destroy X. And X has to face the reality that he's always feared, that he or Zero could turn Maverick and the other would have to stop them. and that's just what X will do for his best friend. This route is perfect for what was supposed to be the conclusion of the X series, and god damn it, even if X5 has all these problems, I still love it for this route. If we've been maining X, that is. If we've been maining 0, this sucks. But before we go back to the real timeline, let's talk about the achievement out of the frying pan. For this, we have to destroy the colony with the Enigma Cannon. How do we do that? Well, I tried to use a speedrunning exploit where you run the opening stage, then go back to the main menu, wait for the game to play demo footage and stop it right here, continue your game and fire the Enigma Cannon and it'll work 100% of the time. Except not really, because they patched it out of the Legacy Collection. Oh yeah, this right here, this is what really needed a patch. God forbid there's 2 more X games coming up that need some real shit done to them. But after multiple resets, we eventually got the achievement we need.
Alright, shoot that cannon. Shoot that cannon. Just suck those balls. Come on. Fire and blast. Oh, it worked! It worked! Holy shit. My god. That took way shorter than I thought.
Back to the original timeline, we do some cleanup getting the missing armor parts and items. Once we do, we use the Falcon armor and get a kill with it, giving us the up, up, and away achievement. Doing the same with the Guy armor, we get the achievement by your powers combined. And finally, during all this cleanup, the 8 parts finished developing, giving us the achievement Insert Tab A into Slot B. Now, let's do those Zero Space stages. You guys remember Quickman's stage? I sure hope so, because the lasers are back. Normally you just bust out Darkhold for this and then fly through the stage like it's nothing. Well, mostly, Darkhold doesn't last the entire time, so you have to keep picking up weapon energy on the way down, and it is very stressful. However, if we want an achievement, we have to beat this stage without using it at all. It's a little difficult. There is no room for error. You make a single mistake, your Maverick Hunter of choice is being turned into soup. My strategy was using the Speedster part to help me walk just a little bit faster. I did consider using the Hyper Dash, but I was worried about overshooting my jumps. You saw the Rosered fight, you know how uncontrollable this combo is. I'd be lying if I said this was easy. Is it as nightmarish as trying to get Covert Ops in X2? Absolutely fucking not. This stage is short and the gimmick allows me to try again immediately instead of having to restart the entire game. As long as we don't use Darkhold at all, we're free to go back to checkpoints. It's a rough one, but not nearly as mentally taxing.
Shit. Ah. Okay, we're almost there. No. Oh man, at least it puts me right here, but still, it feels bad. Does that count? Okay, we did it. we did it. I heard it. We got it.
I don't think this stage could get worse than that. Why do I hear boss music? Oh, Dr. Wily's back at it again, traveling into the real world to specifically fuck with us by making the Shadow Devil and X5 a thing. This fucking boss completely stopped me from beating this game as a kid. Let's start listing the reasons why. First, this move. If you're here, you've probably played Mega Man 1 or at least know the infamy of the Yellow Devil. This move is no exception. It does big damage, but not as big as the outline he leaves behind, which can chunk your health bar so bad you'll swear X just lost a limb. Second, actually damaging the bastard. You can only hurt Shadow Devil in the eye. It will show up, shoot twice, then disappear. This is a pain because you can hit it maybe once or twice, then it goes away. Then it's back to sideways Jenga for you, Buster. Oh, can't forget that the eye will appear in one of 6 random spots on the body, so you better have quick reactions to deal with the incoming projectiles. Regardless of if you're X or 0, regardless if you're playing casually or speedrunning, the Shadow Devil will take his due. It's a war of attrition, and one that I could never conquer as a kid, even with the ultimate armor cheats. This one's for you, Small Bell.
Oh yeah, don't look out. He turned into a Wily machine. Damn, I wish I discovered this cheese when I was younger. That took a while. Okay, game, I understand. You don't want me to do that anymore because I'm just going to take damage now? Okay, you got it. Oh, there it is. Whew. That was a pain in the ass. Twin Dream straight up cannot damage him. That is... I wonder if I can Dark Hold him. Nope. Literally no. Damn, Shadow Devil, Capcom gave you all this? Yeah, they knew Dark Hold was one of the best things in the game, so of course the one boss you would really want to use it on doesn't fucking work. Oh, we're getting there, chat. Fuck it, I'm going up here. There we go. That is incredibly annoying to do as Zero.
Gaia armor time. This stage is pretty tricky to get around with it, but there's an achievement for being the boss with the Gaia armor, so we're gonna get it done. It's not nearly as stressful as the last stage, but it is annoying. It's easily because of these enemies in ride armor. They're like the Green Man Joe, or whatever the fuck those guys in the classic games were called, except there's not a way into baiting them to shoot. You can choose where they'll shoot, but that's it. And there's several of them in a row. Remember how those enemies in classic Mega Man would just be like one guy and then you would go? Yeah, I miss that. I miss that a lot. And don't forget, since we're running the Gaia armor, we can't do any special tricks to get past them aside from the Giga attack. But I'd rather save that for the boss, thank you. There are two paths before us. Either wait for them to attack and slowly kill each and every one of them, or damage boost past them and ignore them. What else am I supposed to do? Look at this guy. There's an enemy right in the way that's blocking my shots, but he can shoot through it no problem because of course. And the moment I get to shoot, he raises his shield, so it doesn't matter. I hope the level designer for this level gets their stapler replaced with cake. Not even the vertical section escapes this.
Yes, they do have 0 frame switch between their shield and gun. It's very fair. God forbid you give them frames. You know what? Yeah, this is, oh good. This is some very questionable placement. This is just damage boost, the musical. It's not like I can do anything otherwise. You see, normally I just advise that you use Falcon armor for this, but because of the funny achievement adventure that we're on, we have to do this with this armor, and it's pain. Yeah, just put more shit in the way that slows me down. Yep, Just fucking damage boost through it, no one cares. Just damage boost, no one cares. Okay. I tried to make them not do that, but they did it anyway.
Okay, they can't possibly surprise me now. Aw shit, it's Wall the boss fight for vengeance. You remember Rangda Bangda from the hit video game X1, right? It's back as Rangda Bangda W. Someone want to get on Sigma's creative team? I think he needs some help with his work. The Egyptian theme is nice though. This is a much easier fight than Shadow Devil, and with the Gaia armor it's even easier. Don't even have to worry about the spikes when they show up. In fact, that attack overall is much easier since the original would just bounce everywhere, and this one's bound to 4 cardinal directions. We absolutely bully Wall with the Gaia armor, giving us the achievement, The Trick is Not Minding. We also bully the Wall as Zero, though I admit it's much more stressful there.
Jesus Christ. And, Zero might be a little strong in this game. Sure there's a way to do this cleanly without, no, well, not like that. Not trying to switch sides and then trying to switch back midway through. Yeah, the Gaia armor makes getting through this level a pain in the ass, but then makes the fight really fucking easy. There we go. I just had to stop screwing around, and we got him.
Hey kids, want to see something cool? Go to this stage as Unarmored X or Zero. He's always unarmored. And after getting through the start of the stage, which is extremely evil by the way.
I'm really not a fan of these things that just spin on the ropes like that.
You can hop down here, slide to the secret room, and boom! Secret light capsule that gives X his ultimate armor, and Zero his black armor. These are the only ways in the series to get these legitimately without cheats, which I think is really cool. This also gives us the achievement Armor of Light for acquiring the ultimate armor, and the ultimate armor is balling. It's got air dashing, hovering, reduced damage, increased weapon energy, plasma shots, and the best feature, the Nova Strike Giga Attack that's wider and has unlimited ammo. My personal favorite. Your relationship with the R2 button is about to become very intimate. Black Armor Zero is just as cool, reducing the damage he takes by half, removing knockback, and allowing the Z-Saber to destroy projectiles and viruses, which is weird considering it's a good thing for Zero, but if that's the trade-off, I'll take it. There's not much left of this stage after that. It's really short, all things considered. And that's because it's time for X and Zero to fight. Circumstances of which are extremely silly if you're on the good routes, especially as Zero.
Okay. No, you go back to base. God. Yo, you go back to base. No, you go back to base. Nuh-uh. Looking, what is this?
During the bad road, X finds Zero deep inside your mom. You fucking got him, boys! Zero is here, having waited for X and ready to fulfill his purpose. X says that they can't analyze Zero's data, but remembers what Zero told him. Sometimes you need to feel instead of analyze data. This was before Zero went 0-3 at EVO, but I'm sure it applies here. It's time to fulfill destiny. The Wheel of Fate's turning or whatever. Just fight! Hey, I didn't give you guys that much health on these runs. What the fuck? Also, X just has his ultimate armor for his fight. He's gonna stop Zero no matter what. But this isn't about fighting X. This is about fighting Zero. And he's pretty easy. Granted, I am using the ultimate armor, but even still, he's kind of just standing there. Even during the bad route, nothing changes, except him spamming Shin Mensuko because his AI gets really angry at the ground if he sees you flying. Now, fighting X, same deal. He used a few more moves though. I'm sure if I didn't bust out the funny armors, these fights would be longer than 20 seconds each. At least the music's like the best ever. Aw, the boys are all tuckered out. Time to put them down. But here comes Zero with a steel chair. That's right, Sigma, you're not killing X today. Now cower behind your boss rush like the little bastard you are. Oh, he's gonna get it when I find him. This stage is fairly short. Still lots of spikes.
That's when Samus comes back, right? Basically, he just gets a new body all the time. That's the main way Sigma comes back all the time. And since he's effectively living as a virus, I imagine he just takes over another body and then makes it his own. Oh, my bad. Jeez, all of them. Why do you think I have the ultimate armor? I'm not here to fight honorably, I'm here to win.
But the true evil isn't this. Oh no, it's the boss rush. Holy shit, look at that! Why is the health bar so long? It's across the entire screen. And why is it level 96? 99 is 3 numbers away, come on! This entire boss rush is easily the worst in the series, just because it takes so fucking long. Even with Ultimate Armor X and Black Zero, it still accounts for almost 2/3 of the time spent here. Absolutely terrible idea for a boss system, and I'm glad it never came back. There's a little more of this stage after it. With special guest appearance from everyone's favorite stage hazard. You know him, you love him. Give it up for the disappearing and reappearing blocks, ladies and gentlemen. After the greatest segment to ever grace the earth, we find Sigma. I love his design in this game. The white and black with green and purple highlights, and he's got a feather cape. This is it. This is peak Sigma, and you can't change my mind. Also a fan of the background with X and Zero's capsules. The glass on the floor kind of reminds me of flower petals. Not sure how intentional that is, but I think it looks great. Sigma's entire plan was to use the virus to awaken Zero. He got this information from a strange old man that it would purify Zero's body. Probably Wily told him, who else would it be? Sigma willingly endangered the world, all to find out who Zero truly was. But he wasn't worried, because the world has the Maverick Hunters to clean up his mess. Well, let's put our gloves on and clean up one more. Sigma's fight, or Psycho Sigma as he's called, has a lot of callbacks to his attacks from X1. It was supposed to be the series finale after all, and he could be a real bastard, but with the power of the Nova Strike and not giving a shit if you get hit as Zero, we take him down.
You see, if you just don't give a shit about taking damage, you can kill Sigma real fast.
But of course, that's not the end. It's Sigma. He's always got 2 phases. And this one is a giant PNG render that doesn't move. Wonderful. This phase is also reminiscent of his final phase in X1, though it somehow feels like it has less animation than the next one. But just like that fight, we gotta hit Sigma in his big-ass weak point, though he'll be able to turn to a transparent wireframe and drag the fight out even longer, because that was really necessary. The one attack you need to look out for is this one where Sigma summons a purple cube. They do a lot of damage, and the last one will try to trick you by staying longer before chasing you.
Damn, you get this fight at the Home Depot? This it just feels like it's really hard because he does a lot of damage and that's it. I'm not going to say that X5 isn't ambitious because it has like so many plot things going on and 3 different endings. Like, it's kind of nuts. They really should have stopped at X5. They were supposed to. This was supposed to be the last one. And then, you know, I did not press down. I want it to be known I did not press down. Yes, Zero's just destined to go down then. Fuck you, Sigma. Ligma balls.
But since our stuff is on repeat, Sigma's reduced to an SMT slime. Yeah, Sigma, what are you gonna do now? Yeah, that'll do it. For the defeating Sigma, we get the alright, it's over achievement. In his final moments, Zero destroys Sigma before the area completely collapses. In Zero's ending, his life flashes before his eyes, and in it, he sees Wily in his own creation. This lets Zero understand his true purpose, to destroy all Reploids. Zero then sees Iris, and, believing his death is the only way to truly bring peace, quietly and happily passes on as the area collapses. And during X's ending, the same events take place, but we see that X was saved by the Dr. Light AI, wanting to live on for just a little longer. Jumping 3 years in the future, X is now leading the Maverick Hunters, with his resolve to protect the world renewed by the loss of his friend Zero. X vows to continue fight on for peace with the use of Zero's last memento to him, the Z-Saber. It's a very bittersweet ending, and for getting it, we're rewarded as long as I have this Saber achievement. This ending is great, but what's going on the bad route? Well, Zero dies to save X, and my poor boy can only watch while faintly conscious as he's helpless to save Zero.
Are you winning, X?
To further kick you in the pants with this route, the Light AI repairs X, but then we jump 1 week into the future. X is helping with rebuilding, but it turns out the Light AI deleted his memories of the incident, as well as all of his memories of Zero. And according to Alia, they can't even upload data about Zero to X anymore. The Light AI put a parental block on X's hard drive. But wait, there's more! A hunter asks X what his plans are once peace is achieved. X plans to make a place where humans and Reploids can live together in harmony. He'll call it Elysium. Could this be crumbs for the Mega Man Zero series? Probably. What I do know is that getting all the endings gives us the final achievement. Time Paradox. X5 is a mess. I can see through my nostalgia and understand that. There's parts I really love in here, yet almost all of them have an extra strength footnote on them. Parts are cool, but you won't see most of them unless you do specific setups. The nature of the plot is cool, and I like some of the beats of it, but a lot of the new minor characters are barely used, and the way Alia is used is heinous. I don't hate her, I hate how she's used in the game. The levels. Oh my god, the levels. The flow of some of them are completely wrecked because of stopping from either Alia or stage hazards. All of these minor irritations build up over time. Will I replay X5? Oh yeah. Will I complain about these issues internally every time? Most definitely. Thanks to my Ko-fi members for continuing to support me, and if you wish to throw an entire calling's worth of money my way, feel free to check it out for yourself. That's all from me. Take care, and I'm rooting for you.